Jean-Claude Van Damme stands between two revering Volvo trucks in the middle of a desert airstrip when the director's voice crackles through the walkie-talkie. We only get one take at this. What happens in the next 90 seconds doesn't just create the most viral commercial in history. It exposes a truth about fear, age, and proving yourself that Van Damme has been running from his entire life. Sweden. October 2013. Tuesday morning. 6:47 MDA Breve, Storsund Airport, northern Sweden. Empty runway stretching 2 miles into morning fog, temperature barely above freezing. The kind of cold that gets into your bones and stays there. The kind of cold that makes muscles tight, makes joints stiff, makes a 53-year-old body remember every injury from 3 decades of action films. Jean-Claude Van Damme sits alone in a trailer. Black training pants. Black tank top. Barefoot despite the cold. His feet need to feel the metal platform between those trucks, need to understand the surface that will either hold him or kill him. He's staring at his hands, strong hands, hands that broke boards, threw punches in 40 films, held his children when they were born, but they're shaking slightly, not from cold, from something else, fear, not the fear of death. He's faced that before, jumped from buildings, fought professional fighters, performed stunts that insurance companies refuse to cover. Death is simple. Direct, you either survive or you don't. This is different. This is the fear of being too old, too slow, too past your prime to pull off something that would be dangerous even at 30. The knock on the trailer door is soft. Andreas Nilsson, the director, walks in. Young guy, maybe 35, Swedish, quiet intensity, the kind of filmmaker who sees shots other people miss. He sits down without asking, just sits, waits. Jean-Claude, Andreas says finally. We can use a stunt double for the wide shots. Digital face replacement. Nobody would know. Damme doesn't look up from his hands. I would know. The trucks will be moving, revering at 10 kilometers per hour. If the timing is off by even half a second, if the hydraulics fail, if your legs give out. I know the risks. You, Andreas leans forward. Because my job is to protect you. And right now I'm not sure this is worth it. It's a commercial for truck suspensions, not worth dying for. Damme finally looks up. His eyes are tired. Not just from the 4 a.m. call time. From years of fighting to stay relevant in an industry that worships youth. From watching younger action stars take roles he used to get called for first. From knowing that every stunt might be his last chance to prove he still has it. Right, Van Damme says quietly. It's not worth dying for, but it's worth proving something for. Proving what? That I'm not finished. Words hang in the cold air between them. Andreas sees it now. This isn't about trucks or commercials or viral marketing. This is about a man fighting time itself, fighting the narrative that he's past his prime, washed up, relegated to straight-to-video sequels and cameo appearances. Okay, Andreas says, but we rehearse, every detail, nothing leaves to chance. They walk out into the freezing morning. The Volvo crew has been setting up since 4 a.m. 2 Volvo FM trucks modified with precision steering systems, platforms built between them. Safety team on standby. Ambulance parked 100 meters away just in case. The stunt coordinator, Magnus, walks Van Damme through the sequence. The trucks will start 1.2 meters apart. As they reverse, they'll slowly separate. By the end of the shot, they'll be 3.4 meters apart. Your legs will be in a full split between them. Damme nods, processing. How long is the shot? 75 seconds from start to full split. If something goes wrong, Magnus pauses. If the steering fails on either truck, if the synchronization is off by more than 0.3 seconds, if the platforms shift. He doesn't finish the sentence. Doesn't need to. Van Damme walks to the trucks, touches the metal platform. Cold, unforgiving, he steps up. The platform is 1.2 meters above ground. Falls from this height have ended careers, broken legs, shattered knees. For a man his age, one wrong move could mean permanent damage. He stands between the trucks. Tests his balance, feels the space. His body remembers splits, thousands of them, in training, in films, in demonstrations around the world. But those were controlled environments, stable ground, not moving trucks in freezing Swedish morning air. First rehearsal, Andreas calls out. Slow speed, just positioning. The trucks start moving, revering. Van Damme feels them separating beneath his feet. His legs begin to slide apart. The muscle memory kicks in, hips open, core engages. Arms out for balance. Then his left foot slips just an inch. Maybe less, but enough. Enough to send a spike of fear through his chest. Enough to remind him that one slip means falling between two moving trucks, means broken bones at minimum, means possibly worse. "Stop," Magnus yells. The trucks halt immediately. Van Damme stands there, legs partially split, breathing hard, not from exertion, from adrenaline. From the sudden realization of how real this danger is, he steps down. Walks away from the trucks, needs a moment. Just one moment to breathe. Linda, his wife, is watching from behind the camera setup. She walks over, doesn't say anything, just takes his hand. They've been married 4 years. She knows when he needs words and when he needs silence. "I slipped," Van Damme says quietly. "I saw. My foot the platform, it's smooth, cold, I didn't account for, Jean-Claude." Linda squeezes his hand. "You don't have to do this." "I do." "Who are you proving this to?" And that's the question, isn't it? The question he's been avoiding since he agreed to this stunt. Who is he proving this to? The critics who said he was finished after a string of failed films. The studios that stopped calling. The younger generation who sees him as a relic from the 90s. Or himself. "Everyone thinks I'm done," Van Damme says. "The action star who got old, who couldn't keep up, who faded away. This is my chance to show them they're wrong. If you get hurt, if something goes wrong, then at least I went down fighting. Not fatting away in some forgotten corner, fighting." Linda looks at him for a long moment, sees the determination, sees the fear underneath. Sees the man she married, the one who never learned to quit even when quitting is the smart choice. "Make sure your feet are dry," she says finally, "and demand they clean the platforms. No room for error." Damme smiles slightly, kisses her forehead, walks back to Magnus. "The platforms," Van Damme says, "they need to be cleaned, completely dry, and I need grip tape on the edges where my feet will contact." Magnus nods. "Smart, we should have thought of that. One more thing. I want to rehearse 5 times, full speed, full split, no filming. Just rehearsal." Andreas steps forward. "Jean-Claude, we're burning daylight. The fog is perfect right now. In an hour the light changes. 5 rehearsals," Van Damme repeats. "Or I walk." Crew exchanges glances. The producer starts calculating costs. Every hour they wait is thousands of dollars. The Swedish weather is unpredictable. They might not get another morning like this. But Andreas sees something in Van Damme's eyes, determination mixed with wisdom. This isn't stubbornness. This is a professional knowing what he needs to succeed. "Do it," Andreas tells the crew. 5 full rehearsals. The next 90 minutes become a masterclass in preparation. Van Damme doesn't just rehearse the split, he rehearses the mental state, the breathing, the focus. The moment of commitment when the trucks start moving and there's no turning back. First rehearsal, his right leg cramps at 60% split. They stop. He stretches for 15 minutes. Second rehearsal, clean, smooth. His body remembers. The muscle memory is there, buried under years but still present. Third rehearsal, he overthinks it, tenses up, has to restart. Fourth rehearsal, perfect, every detail exact. The crew watches in silence. Nobody breathes. Fifth rehearsal, he adds the expression, the calm, the zen-like focus that will make this shot iconic, not just a stunt, art. "That's it," Andreas says quietly. "That's the shot." Damme steps down, drinks water, shakes out his legs. The sun is higher now. The fog is perfect. Golden light cutting through morning haze. The moment is here. But then something unexpected happens. Van Damme's phone rings. He doesn't usually answer during shoots, but he sees the name, Christopher, his son. He walks away from the trucks, answers, "Dad." Christopher's voice is tight, worried. "I just saw the setup photos online. People are saying you're doing this stunt for real. Tell me you're not." Damme is quiet for a moment. His son, 25 years old, knows his father's history, the injuries, the close calls. The times Van Damme came home broken and tried to hide it. "Have to do this," Van Damme says. "No, you don't. You've proven everything already. Everyone knows you're tough. Everyone knows. It's not about tough, Kreese. It's about, I need you to understand something. Your whole life you watched me do action films, jump from buildings, fight trained fighters. You grew up thinking your dad was invincible, but I'm not. I'm just a man who never learned to quit. And right now, the world thinks I should quit. Thinks I'm too old, too slow, thinks my time is over. You're risking your life to prove them wrong. I'm risking my life to prove to myself that I still can. There's a difference." Christopher is quiet then. "I don't want to lose you over a commercial. You won't, I promise. I've rehearsed this 5 times. I know exactly what I'm doing. Trust me. Always trust you, Dad. That's what scares me. The call ends. Van Damme stands there, phone in hand, feeling the weight of that conversation. His son's fear. The fear of everyone who cares about him. The fear that he's pushing too hard, holding on too tight, refusing to accept that time wins eventually, but not today. Today he gets to push back. He walks to Andreas. I'm ready, let's do this. One take. The crew moves into position. Cameras ready. Drone overhead for the aerial shot. Steadicam on the ground. The Volvo drivers in position, headsets on, synchronized to perfection. Van Damme steps up onto the platforms. 1 foot on each truck. The metal is cold through his thin shoes. His legs are shoulder-width apart. The trucks are close. 1.2 meters separating them. He closes his eyes, breathes, finds the center, the calm place inside where fear doesn't live. The place he's accessed before every dangerous stunt, every real fight, every moment when his body had to perform beyond its limits. Sound, speed. Camera rolling. Action. The trucks start moving, revering, slow at first. Van Damme feels them separate beneath his feet. His legs begin to slide apart. The split starts, his hips open. Years of training take over. Muscle memory from thousands of hours in the dojo. The pain starts almost immediately. 53-year-old joints protesting. Ligaments stretching beyond what they should. His face remains calm, serene. But inside, every nerve is screaming. The trucks continue separating. 1.5 meters. 1.8 meters. His legs are at 90 degrees now. Most people would have stopped, would have called it. But Van Damme keeps going. 2.1 meters. 2.4 meters. His legs are approaching parallel with the ground. This is it, the moment, the full split between two moving trucks at 53 years old, proving something that doesn't need to be proven except it does. To him it meters, 3 meters, full split now. His body is perfectly horizontal, arms out, face calm. Behind him the sun creates a perfect halo effect. The shot is transcendent, not just impressive, beautiful, but then something goes wrong. Van Damme feels it immediately. The left truck is drifting, just slightly. Maybe a centimeter, maybe less, but enough. The platform beneath his left foot is shifting. He has a choice. Signal to stop, save himself, or trust. He trusts. His core engages even more. Micro-adjustments in his balance, redistributing weight, compensating for the drift. His body does what trained bodies do, adapts, survives, the truck corrects, back on course. Nobody else noticed, just him. Just that split second when everything could have gone wrong and didn't. 3 meters. 3.4 meters. Maximum split. The trucks hold position. Van Damme holds position. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15. Cut, Andreas yells. That's it, we got it. The trucks stop. Van Damme brings his legs together slowly, steps down. His legs are shaking, not from fear now, from exertion. From pushing a 53-year-old body to do something it has no business doing. The crew erupts. Applause, cheers, people running toward him. Andreas is shaking his head in disbelief. Magnus is calling it the cleanest stunt execution he's seen in 20 years, but Van Damme just stands there, quiet, feeling something he hasn't felt in years. Not relief, not pride, something else. Peace, the peace of knowing he still has it. Whatever it is, the ability to push beyond limits, to face fear and move through it. To prove that age is just a number when your will refuses to accept it. Linda reaches him first, wraps her arms around him, doesn't say anything, just holds him, feels him shaking, knows what this cost him physically, emotionally. I felt the truck drift, Van Damme whispers to her. Left side, mid-split, just for a second. Linda pulls back, looks at him. I corrected, body just knew what to do, like all those years of training kicked in automatically. You scared the hell out of me, scared myself. They stand there together as the crew packs up equipment. The sun is fully up now. The magic morning light is gone, but it doesn't matter. They got the shot. The one take, the perfect execution. Andreas approaches with a tablet. Jean-Claude, you need to see this. He shows the playback, the aerial shot. Van Damme between the trucks, the split, the sunrise creating that halo effect. The zen-like calm on his face. That's going to be iconic, Andreas says quietly. People are going to remember this shot for decades. Damme watches the playback, sees himself, sees what the camera captured. Not just a stunt, something more. A statement. A refusal to fade quietly. A middle finger to time and age and everyone who wrote him off, but he also sees something else. He sees the micro moment when the truck drifted, sees his body compensate, sees how close he came to disaster. "Can I tell you something?" Van Damme says to Andreas. "This is the last time I do something like this. The last time I push my body this far to prove a point." Andreas looks surprised. "Felt it today. The limit. Not the limit of what I can do. The limit of what I should do. There's a difference. I can still perform at high level, but the cost gets higher each time. The recovery longer. The risks greater. Today worked. Tomorrow might not." "What will you do?" Van Damme smiles slightly. "Keep training, keep teaching, keep making films, but stop trying to prove I'm still 25. Accept that I'm 53 and that has its own power, its own wisdom, its own strength." Commercial releases 6 weeks later. Within 72 hours, it has 30 million views. Within a week, 70 million. It becomes the most viral commercial in history. Clips on every news program, parodies, tributes. Everyone talking about Van Damme's epic split. But the real impact is something else. The messages that pour in from people. Not action fans. Regular people, people in their 40s, 50s, 60s. People who felt like their best years were behind them. People who thought they were too old to start something new, to try something difficult, to push their limits. They saw Van Damme at 53 between those trucks, proving that age doesn't define capability. Will does, preparation does, refusing to quit does. One message stands out. From a 47-year-old teacher who'd given up martial arts 20 years ago because he thought he was too old to continue. After seeing the Volvo commercial, he went back to the dojo, started training again. Within a year, earned his black belt. He writes, "You didn't just do a split between trucks. You showed me I wasn't finished. Thank you." Damme reads that message alone in his home gym, tears up slightly, realizes that the split wasn't about proving he still had it. It was about giving permission to everyone else to refuse to quit. That's legacy. Not the films, not the fame, the quiet inspiration. The permission to keep fighting when the world says you should surrender. The question isn't whether you're too old, too slow, too past your prime. The question is, do you have enough will to prepare, enough courage to try, enough wisdom to know your limits while pushing beyond them? Van Damme stood between those trucks at 53 and said, "Not today," to time. Not through recklessness. Through preparation, through respect for the danger, through understanding exactly what he could do and refusing to do less. Who told you that you're finished? Who said your best years are behind you? Who decided that age means settling? Because between two revering Volvo trucks in Sweden, a 53-year-old action star proved them all wrong. Not with words, with his body, with his will. With 90 seconds of perfect execution that said, "I'm not done until I decide I'm done." And neither are you.